and welcome to a whole new episode of your program Culture Magazine. Allow me to accompany you through a journey of diverse segments from culture, heritage, traditional works, dazzling ballet repertoires, opera singing, and diverse art exhibitions. And now, let's kick off with our episode. Art exhibition, what makes it more special is not just showcasing the art movement in Egypt with its different and diverse contemporary art, but also is being hugged by this historical place. So now let's have a closer look. The Ancient Contemporaneity International Art Exhibition was held in Old Cairo at the historical Beit al-Sinnari, organized by the Austrian Culture Center in collaboration with the Egyptian artist Lina Osama and with the participation of other international visual artists.
So this edition is very special to me because it celebrates 10 years of collaboration between Living Units, my initiative, and between the Austrian Cultural Forum in Cairo, my main partners in my project. The history of the project goes back to my childhood perhaps. So my career is a painter, my work is a painter, and I'm known with my paintings. I started at a very young age, so at this point I've participated in 140 shows with several galleries in Egypt and other countries. And then in 2016 I had this crazy idea to curate a show, and I was very happy to be supported by the Austrian Cultural Forum because I studied in Austria and I had a lot of colleagues that did beautiful work, and it was a dream to bring their work over to Cairo and then take our work as Egyptians and show it abroad. So in 2016 we had our first edition at Nile Art Gallery with the Austrian Cultural Forum, and it was a small show for 9 artists between Egypt and Austria and Romania. And then we did another show in Vienna and in Bucharest, and then we did editions in our amazing museums in Cairo, which are always a pride to be at, like the National Museum of Egyptian Civilizations and the Museum of Islamic Pottery, Gezira Art Center, and Goethe Institute in Cairo. One of the biggest shows I curated was Living Units 3, Ibn Battuta, A Border Crossing Dream. It was in Morocco at the Museum of Amazigh Heritage in Agadir. And then Corona struck, so I had to take a break as a curator to do international projects. When I took this time to think and plan bigger exhibitions, and then I came back to this idea last year at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilizations. And this year we're very happy to hold this project here at Beit al-Sinnari, because I think it's a perfect match for my concept, ancient contemporaneity. Beit el-Sennari, of course, is an ancient mansion from the 18th century, and it's a huge cultural center with 35 rooms under the umbrella of Biblioteca Alexandrina. I'm very happy to invite 21 artists. Most of them are very dear friends of mine. If we come to talk about the preparations of the show, it was a very long process. This exhibition I worked on for a year and a half. I took my meetings all the way to Taiwan and Vienna in Austria, and I was very interested to collaborate with all the artists from Saudi Arabia, from Romania, from Ireland, from India, from Belgium, and all of my dear artists that trusted me enough to show their work in living units.
The inauguration was attended by the renowned musician Dr. Ragih Dawood and in the presence of a number of ambassadors and cultural attachés from the participating artist countries.
All the artists in this show are tackling the same concept, but each artist has their own style, their own materials, and their own visuals. The exhibition brings together more than 50 artworks for 21 artists, between painting, mural work, and photography, and installation, and printmaking, as well as text art and concept art. So it was a very difficult project to curate, a multi-layered project with many different steps. I was very lucky to have the support also of the Embassy of Romania in Cairo, Enchant, a Saudi Arabian fashion brand that is changing the fashion inside in the region, and also El Mahrousa, a huge cultural entity in Cairo. And for my work, I was happy to exhibit my painting, The Jasmine Heritage, right behind us. And as a painter and a curator, my paintings are always my starting point. My painting is about the connection between ancient Egypt and modern Egypt. And this is why those two girls that are in the painting, they represent ancient Egypt and modern Egypt, and they are plaiting their hair in one plait. The painting also shows the beautiful Egyptian countryside. Most of this work I did in Fayoum, and this painting I started in 2007, worked a little on it in 2009, and completed it this year right before the opening. The colors are not dry yet. And also it has a lot of symbols and themes from ancient Egypt, like all of my work. I think this is a very important point, and I discovered this hands-on throughout the years. So I was once in Romania, and we had a show at Go Art Gallery, and I had the beautiful guest that came up to me and asked me, I didn't know that you had contemporary art in Egypt. And I was really happy to explain to her the story and tell her the story of modern Egyptian art, because Egypt is one of the earliest nations to do modern art. We had amazing artists from the 20s. We had the Faculty of Fine Arts from 1908. And it's very interesting to be there in another civilization, in another area of the world, and to represent your country and to break up some false ideas that might have accumulated. I was very happy to represent Egypt in Taiwan last July, to represent Egypt last October in Vienna, at the amazing Salon Modena Art. I think it's very important to be aware and have a choice. So this exhibition invites all the guests from the younger generations and otherwise, that you don't only have to look forwards, you can also get inspiration by looking backwards. So here in this beautiful historical mansion with artists from different generations, we have the pleasure of exhibiting Herwig Sands, who is a very important Austrian late artist. He had a very important role in shaping contemporary Austrian art, and he is our guest of honor. So I think this dialogue between different generations is very important, and to learn from our history.
The opening of the exhibition was accompanied by live music to welcome the audience, along with a reception, giving the chance to art lovers to have an open conversation about the latest developments in art movement, enjoying their presence in such a spectacular historical place.
Tonight is very special for us because we started collaborating and working together with Lina 10 years ago already, when she was a young artist and she did her first solo exhibition in the Austrian Cultural Forum. And so tonight is a special night for us because she brought together 20 artists from all over the world to show their work here in Cairo in this very beautiful house that is very special to us too. And so we try to foster exchange and bring people together. And I think tonight is a very good example of this. When I came here first, over a year ago now, what I liked about Cairo is not an obvious city. So you don't go and you find 5,000 beautiful buildings next to each other like in Vienna, which has a very small city center. But Cairo is a lot about discovery. So you can discover so many beautiful things here, and the Beit Essenari is one of the things that we discovered. So we're very happy that they gave us the opportunity to showcase our exhibition here. So for us, having a cultural exchange does mean that we bring Austrian culture and we say, look, Egypt, that is Austrian culture, but we want an exchange. We want a real dialogue. And so now for the first time we have a residency established where an Austrian is coming to Egypt, an Egyptian is going to Austria, and that is the kind of cultural exchange that we want, so that it's really a partnership and we both get to understand each other and through the voice of art. One of our focus things is that we have young artists doing stuff together. And so one of these events was when Heber, a young artist, met an Austrian young artist and they had a concert together. So for us it was a very special moment, and I think the audience liked it a lot because, of course, who knows an Austrian artist in Egypt if it's not someone super famous? So if you bring young people together, then you will get a lot of people and they will like it, and I think that was a very nice concert and it brought people together definitely.
The Cairo Opera House is the cultural lighthouse of the Middle East. It presents serious arts and then others of Egypt's artistic and cultural identity, exporting a lofty image of our dear Egypt and exposing this nation to a diverse range of cultural exchange. So let's watch together.
Within the framework of the cultural and artistic role of the Cairo Opera House in promoting artistic diversity and supporting contemporary innovative musical experiences, and in cooperation with the Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany in Cairo, an exceptional artistic evening was held at the Grand Theatre of the Cairo Opera House in Egypt. The event featured a concert by the Egyptian-German ensemble Cairo Steps, led by the group's founder, the internationally renowned Egyptian composer Bassem Darwish. Cairo Steps is considered one of the most prominent ensembles to have successfully presented a unique musical experience that blends heritage with modernity. During the concert, Cairo Steps performed a selection of the group's original compositions, combining Eastern musical character with Western classical style and jazz. Through this, the ensemble continued its artistic mission of promoting peace and love through music.
Today we will have a new program for this year, and I am happy to be with the GOC choir. We are presenting today performing with the GOC choir for the first time in Egypt. We tried to find a way to collaborate Cairo Steps as a band, as an ensemble, with the music of Cairo Steps, and to mix it with choir and with classic music and with our music. It's not an easy job, but we worked together with the GUC, German University in Cairo, supported by the German Embassy, to have master classes and workshops this week, and we finalized these workshops with 3 tracks, which we rearranged for choir, and we will perform tonight. These tracks are Sanctum and Agnus Dei and Genocien, and the surprise of the evening is with Sheikh Ahab Yunus. We will perform this track together with Sheikh Ahab Yunus and the choir of GUC for the first time ever, and Agnus Dei also with Sheikh Ahab. Agnus Dei is composed by Samuel Barbier, and it was the idea of Mrs. Ahud Khidr from the German University in Cairo. She is the academy director, the music academy director, and she convinced me to try to make like a mix between Sheikh Ahab, the spiritual music, and the classic music. It was not so easy. We had to communicate a lot, but we achieved successful results, and I'm happy to have Mrs. Ahud tonight and the GOC choir, and Inji Lotfi, she is the leader of the choir. This is the new today. We will present today as well Dina Al-Wadidi. Dina will sing Sanctum, also with the GOC choir for the first time. And I'm surprised, I'm really keen to know the reaction from the audience. I'm confident to be great evening.
performance offered a cross-cultural musical journey in which Eastern maqams met global rhythms, creating an artistic fusion that reflects a contemporary musical identity with an authentic Egyptian spirit. Cairo Steps is a global Egyptian Sufi jazz ensemble founded in 2002. It has achieved wide recognition for its distinctive approach, which blends diverse musical styles, integrating traditional Egyptian Eastern music with improvisations from classical and modern jazz, as well as electronic sounds, resulting in a unique spiritual reflex.
Preparation period, the communication is very important. To have a clear communication from the beginning, because we are working in three groups. One group, the rearrangement, one group, the Arabic music, one group, the classic music, one group, maybe the choiring, and to gather all these groups together and to make an idea to be the title of this collaboration, to have the same homogeneous character. And this was not so easy. That was difficult, but when you know the results you need to achieve, it is easy. At the end it's easy. But at the beginning it sounds complicated.
It's a great opportunity for us that I'm very grateful for. Bassem Darwish is a dear colleague and an amazing musician with his band Cairo Steps. We have had a two-day workshop at the university, very intense. We worked for many hours together with the instruments, singers, the choir. After this, we have finalized 3 amazing pieces that we will be singing with 2 of them with the Sheikh, one with the Sheikh Ihab Yunus, one with Dinan Wadidi, and one only the choir with some of their musicians. I'm very grateful for the fact that Bassem Darwish and Cairo Steps, not only are they amazing musicians, but for the academy it's really essential to work with people who are able to share the knowledge with others. They have this capacity of making their music accessible to people, even if they're not entirely studied in music. So this accessibility is incredibly important, and they have this quality. The good thing also is that they listen to some opinions. So there's lots of talking, lots of communication beforehand that happened between each other. Someone suggests something and they act upon it. And at the end we have the result that you will be listening to today here at the Cairo Opera House. It's really a great chance for everyone to see this beautiful music of them, the fusion between jazz, oriental music, but also classical music. It's really one of a kind. The mixture that Cairo Steps does, the fusion, it's what we call in music crossover music. It's extremely important, especially here in Egypt, where we ourselves have witnessed many, many different cultures here. Be it our history, the Roman history, the Greek history, the Ottoman history, the Islamic history, the Arabic history. We are very, very diverse in our own culture. So basically the music of Cairo Steps symbolizes all of our history and what we've gone through. And they presented in a very, very nice way, also mixed with classical elements now, this time with the GUC choir. So it's not very easy, because these crossover music, it has to be done in a very, very tasteful way, and they are one of the very few ensembles and bands who are able to do so, and I believe this is based on their very, very high level of musicality and technical knowledge. So, and I think it's good for the audience, because everyone find themselves in something presented in the program.
The ensemble has also succeeded in building a broad and devoted audience base. The Cairo Steps concert affirms that music is a universal language capable of uniting authenticity with renewal.
Well, unfortunately, we came to the end of this episode. Promise we'll be back next week with more diverse segments. Until then, it's goodbye.